Howdy, how's it going? Welcome back, or howdy if you're new. Today, I have some extremely exciting news for all you ROG Ally X owners or potential future ROG Ally X owners. You guys know I love this handheld. This is my absolute most favorite handheld to date. I love this thing. It's been a beast. We're going to cover a few things today, including upcoming products that I'm super hyped about and I'm, oh my god, so excited to tell you about. And this is going to be a channel exclusive first look. You heard it here first.
This is a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
And I guarantee you're going to be super hyped when I finish talking about it. But a quick thank you to the channel OGs. You guys are the GOAT. Thank you so much for your direct support. Much love to you guys. Amazing work. Thank you so much. All right, well, all that out of the way, let's just dive right on in. Let's talk about it, and then we'll also get into a few other spicy topics at the end, including my OG ally and updates, and we'll just kind of catch you up to speed. So stay along if you would like, and hopefully this will help you out. All right, guys. Well, look, you guys know the Ally X, great handheld. The joysticks are pretty good. Haven't really had any major complaints out of the joysticks. You guys know I did the button mods, I've done the D-pad mod, tons of mods, okay? The one mod that I haven't been able to do yet is the Hall effect joysticks. Now, the reason for that is unlike the OG Ally, where you could unscrew these, on the Ally X, they're actually soldered onto the motherboard or the PCB for the controller board itself. It's possible, I think, to unsolder these and resolder new ones on, and that's just really more than what I would want to get involved with unless I had a spare PCB to experiment on. So I had reached out to Handheld DIY and I asked them immediately what their plans were for accessories when this thing launched. This has been in the works for a long time, but they did tell me that they were going to be working on some Hall effect sticks. And you guys know, I've done the Hall effect sticks that they have on the Switch, and I also did them on the OG Ally. All the quirks and features aside, the Switch one works great, no problems, but the OG Ally one, it did have a little bit of interference when you would press that trigger, and that's just due to the design, because there actually is a Hall effect sensor right here that recognizes your travel on this trigger button. So with the new ones, they're in different locations. There's no interference at all that they claim. They also said that they have completely designed a new PCB. I'll put an image up here so you can kind of get a general idea. This is a prototype or pre-production unit. This is not final design. They are still programming it, still tinkering with it, making sure it is 100% dialed before they start sending them out, and I believe I should be able to get a first look at those in hand as well. So these new sticks will come pre-calibrated, but it does look like they're going to try to incorporate a calibration button, so I think it's going to have like its own firmware on the board, so you can manually calibrate it on the hardware level, which is wild. I've never seen that before, so I'm really interested to see how that actually works and how well it works. You guys know I'll be honest with you. If there's any issues, I'll definitely be the first to tell you about it. But I can't wait, because the Hall effect sticks are something that we really wanted on the Ally X. The accuracy rating on the Hall effects tends to be a little bit more accurate, and they also have a much less likelihood of drifting. And when I say drifting, I don't mean like, I mean, when you just gently touch your stick, it might actually just start moving off to the side. If you leave it at 0 and you open up a calibration tool, you might actually already see some of that on your older units, and they happen often on any kind of handheld or any kind of controller. It has nothing to do with the Ally itself, it's just the design of those joysticks. So, with all that in mind, if you're hyped for those joysticks, leave me a comment below. I need to know, because they want to see how many people are going to be buying these, and that might make them make more or less of them depending on the amount of hype. So if you want a chance to get one, definitely let me know below so they can make sure to make enough of them so there's no delays or back orders or anything like that. I think the demand for these is going to be huge, especially when you guys get to see them in action and see the difference in calibration. I'll be honest, My stock sticks did have a little bit of issue calibrating. Actually done a little trick to fix mine. I took some sandpaper and I sanded out the clear part. I had to take this thing all the way apart, but I sanded out the clear part to widen the hole. No pun intended, but I had to widen that hole in order to allow full travel of my PS5 joysticks. But even stock, I had that issue. And you can see if I push it all the way to the right, it pretty much goes there now, but all the way down pretty much goes there now, and then all the way that way it definitely goes there. And I've even seen some people's from the factory just not be able to complete a full circle without forcing it really hard. These luckily calibrate pretty decent, but there are some dead spots. So I want to quickly say that that shouldn't happen on the new ones. They have assured me that there's going to be no calibration issues and they're going to be accurate and there's going to be no interference. Those were my demands. I've been working pretty closely with Handheld DIY. Thank you guys so much. I've been working with them really carefully and closely to ensure that this isn't a rushed product. This doesn't have issues because my name is behind this. You know, I'm stamping that CPPC Tech stamp of approval on it if it's good. But if it's not, you know, I will be the one to tell you, hey, it might be worth waiting for. But this is epic news. I can't wait. All right, well, all that out of the way, let's talk about the next thing right here. Now, it's a hard case. I had the original one, and they may look similar, but things have been slightly tweaked a little bit. This is the original one for the Handheld DIY. It's an amazing value option that's a very slim case. It gives you an external pocket, so you don't have to worry about your charger banging on the screen. That's always a nice thing because some of the other cases have the pocket on the inside, and so if you get a hard drop, that charger might smack your screen. So I like the external pocket, actually. It's pretty cool. They've got very well-made zippers that will not break and will not tear up. I've really put these through some stress tests. So with the new and improved case, they have increased its girth a little bit. Still got the external pocket, just the distance here is a little bit thicker. And then on the inside, we've got a little bit of a tighter fit for here, and it actually fits really good. I'll show you how it zips up. Zips up pretty easy, still a little bit of a snug fit, but it's not pressing the joysticks because I can go right here and it does not actually go down and press them. This foam part right here is made out of like a soft, velvety, silky type material, and that actually covers the whole screen area right here, and that'll protect it from drops and falls. And it's squishy. It's not hard like, you know, yeah, it's got some give to it, so it will protect it from bumps and scratches and stuff like that. So if you have one of these for your OG, it will fit. It's a tight fit, but this does have an improved fit, and this does definitely get my stamp of approval. I definitely like this a lot for the price range, and I'll put a picture up here of its current price, and you can be the judge of that if you want to try one of these out. All right, so with that out of the way, you guys know I love my Handheld DIY backplates. I want them to make these, but you guys need to let them know below. Do you want a clear or purple or smoke clear? I think the smoke clear, like the Steam Deck, like that smoke black gray color, would look sick on this. If that's also something you want, please drop that in the comments below. We really need to get some more hype around that. I just don't know if we're ever gonna see it, but I'm bugging them for it, guys. I'm really trying hard. Okay. All right. Let's talk about another issue. The Jsaux Modcase. This case, in my opinion, is the best case on the market right now that you can buy and get shipped to your door. And I'm going to show you why. This does not obstruct any vents. It's got the detachable billet aluminum kickstand. I lost my kickstand. I wish I had it right here to show you because that thing is freaking awesome. I sat it down and I don't know. I hope my dog didn't eat it. Nah, he didn't eat it. But I'm really wanting you to understand this kickstand for a second when we get to the next one. I'm going to show you this case and you be the judge. What's the better bang for the buck? So none of the vents are obstructed. None of my ports are obstructed. I can still get to my power button. I can still get to my headphone jack and my memory card slot. Is the alignment 100% perfect up top? Probably not. But do all the buttons work and all the ports work? Yes. Is it even up here at the top? Yes, it's even up here at the top. Is it even down here at the bottom? Yes, it's even down here at the bottom. Can you squish it a little bit? Yes, but are you gaming like this? or are you gaming like this? I know that some people have OCD and stuff that moves definitely does bother people, but this is a silicone case. It's not a hard case, it's a silicone case, which is a softer, more rubbery, bendy material. So by nature, it's going to be like that until we make a two-part design or a hard case or a hybrid case or something like that. There are ways to get this to fit a lot better. I actually had it fitting a lot better, but I've removed it a bunch, like a lot. I've probably removed this thing 30 times. And that does stretch it out. And the more you stretch it out, it's definitely going to move around a little bit. The front cover, I've seen some people say it doesn't fit. And here's the thing I see most people doing it like this. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh my God. End of the world. Doesn't fit, right? No, it fits. You just have to slide it over and line it up. And now it fits perfect, okay? I can still access my port to charge it if I need. I can see if it's on or off. Definitely don't leave this thing on while the case is on. Just not a good idea. It does protect the sticks. Now, the other thing to talk about is, will it fit stick protectors? No, it will not fit stick protectors comfortably. Some might, but most won't. So if you have the covers that go on top of these, they're not going to fit. That's the other thing about it that people were mad about, and I don't use stick protectors, so I didn't think about it. But as far as the fit and the finish of the case, it fits well, it protects it well, and if you put this top cover on, it will help tighten that down, especially if you leave it on for quite a while. It will help tighten that down a lot and make it fit a lot better. But for $30, it's the best case currently available for sale that will ship to your door. And when I say it like that, it's because the kill switch case, it's 75 bucks for the kit like this, where you get the top cover and the bottom cover. This is $30, but if you use my coupon code CPPCTech, you will get a discount on this. So it's under $30. The other cool thing about it is it's actually built well. It's not cheap like you're going to see here next. Oh, and by the way, if you need a discount code for the handheld DIY, I think I have a discount code I'll put below, and that's for the Amazon page, and you should be able to save some money there. I'll leave links below for everything, okay, guys? And let's move on to this right here. This, oh man, I bought this on Amazon. It was rated, I'll put the rating up here. I don't want to misquote, but there was actually like 2 listings for the same case, different ratings, kind of weird. Same case, literally the same case, just different sellers, I guess. I don't know. This was under $20, and when I say this thing is light and flimsy, I think the styrofoam weighs just as much as this case. It's not made well at all. You want to talk about play and wobble, top part being flippy and movie? Yeah, wait till you see this. The kickstand, one good use out of it, maybe, and this thing is gonna break. This kickstand is made out of absolutely the cheapest, most thinnest plastic you could ever imagine. It is absolutely atrocious. So let's put this on and we'll see. Another cool thing about this case is I actually can easily remove it. So I can just boom, like that, come over here, boom, like that. And I didn't really have to struggle to get that off. This thing is built a lot better. It's a lot more firm through here. You've got a nice, clear, transparent backside. So if we ever do get the mod case, imagine how cool that's gonna look through there, being able to see your guts inside. I think that's gonna look awesome. All right, so this case built well, good construction, really solid grips through here. Venting is really nice. But let's try it on. Installation's a breeze, so that's a pro. So installation is good. Our top part is pretty dang squishy up here. It's a lot more flimsy, but it's pretty squishy. Your power button, it's about the same. You still get about the same amount of usage on it. Now, with that, the fingerprint reader. Fingerprint reader for me never really works all the way. It works about 50% of the time. And that's with the cover off. With the cover on, it probably reduced that maybe by 10% or so. I don't use the fingerprint reader. I tried it after people said that theirs didn't work, and mine does work. It just doesn't work as good as probably with the case off, but mine doesn't even work good without the case anyway, so I just don't really use it. My fingerprint, for some reason, just doesn't really want to read on these. Sure, I could probably add a few more tries, get it going, but I just don't need it. The vents, not bad. They're not obstructed. They seem to be okay. The button doesn't feel near as good. You have to press a little bit harder. The USB ports are not obstructed, but the one thing I do notice is that it's awfully close to this bumper right here, and I have to try a little bit harder to touch that top part. It kind of blocks access to my bumpers just slightly. Not much, but just slightly. When I'm pressing in the triggers, it does hit that trigger right there, so it starts squishing the case a little bit. So it might limit your travel, especially on certain models and, you know, certain manufacturing tolerances. I definitely don't like the fit around that blocks a little bit of my input. It feels okay in the hand. It actually doesn't feel horrible, but look, it just moves. I mean, immediately just starts moving off. So if I'm playing kind of rough like this, that's gonna actually slip off and press that right button down all the way. It's literally pressed all the way down, and I just flexed it like that, and it started. So this is what you get on a cheaper case from Amazon, and it's definitely not made well, especially on these edges. These definitely shouldn't do that at all. You also don't have any coverage over here, which I actually liked on the other case because it helped with that grip area around this corner. This doesn't have any of that, and you can just slip it on and off really easy. So I guess that's a pro. But let's try out the kickstand, okay? But watch this. I broke it just by pulling up on it a little too hard. It just popped off. And this part right here, I would break it, but there, broke it. Just junk. Absolutely junk. Weird honking ugly looking thing right here. Yeah, this is an eyesore. At least with this, it slides on and off, and it's not as ugly. It's there, but it's not as ugly. Can you use the back buttons? Yeah, the back buttons work fine. Back buttons work fine on this one too. No, not worth it. Not worth it at all. Totally worth it. I really like this case a lot more. A whole lot more. All right, so let's talk about the last and final thing. Updates. If you guys follow closely, you'll know that I mentioned do not update to the latest graphics driver if you are using an ROG Ally, an OG model to be specific. Now, I don't have my Ally handy, which I'll explain later in another video, but here's the thing what happened. I updated the graphics driver. Now, this could be completely coincidence, okay? I am erring on the side of caution here. I updated the graphics driver. I rebooted. I'll put some images or video up here so you can see for yourself, okay?
So yeah, you can see lines, like vertical lines all the way across the screen, and it's got this weird white hazy outline. I'm now rebooting to back to Windows. I just uninstalled the GPU drivers through DDU. Yeah, you can see all these lines. This screen was perfect earlier.
So as you're looking at these images, it'll make a lot more sense. The second I installed the graphics driver, the screen flickered, which is normal, and then a white edge appeared around the entire screen. And not just a little bit, I'm talking about a lot, and it looked absolutely scary. I was like, oh no, what the heck happened? I had walked away to get dinner, no GPU load, no CPU load. It was just plugged in to a 100-watt charger. That's all. I had it propped up like this, and I didn't have anything obstructing the vents. There was no way it could have overheated. So that was the first thing, is like, did the screen overheat? Did it get burn in? No. LCDs don't get burn in, but actually, yes, they can. Totally can get burn in. However, it's rare. Don't think it was burn in. It was also doing a little bit of image retention. Now, when I say image retention, let's also picture up above here. You can see the ROG logo that appeared in BIOS, which will immediately dispel any rumors or beliefs that this is a Windows issue or a driver issue, because this happened in BIOS. The only thing it could be is if it updated the VBIOS for the GPU. If it updated it and it corrupted it or had some type of issue with the VBIOS, yeah, it's possible for it to actually show up in the BIOS before Windows. I went and rolled back the driver within Windows. Didn't work. I tried DDU. I also went ahead and tried updating the BIOS immediately after that too, because I was worried that maybe the BIOS update will fix it. I decided to turn it off. I decided to unplug the battery. Once I unplugged the battery, I let it chill for a little while, turned it back on, still the same thing. So I started reading the comments on Reddit, and someone said to try Pixel Refresher for about an hour. I tried that. That didn't work either. I tried everything under the sun that people suggested. Everything. I read every comment. A lot of them were really nasty. A lot of them were people coping and seeding.
You are coping and seeding. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
But it is what it is. I don't really care. I just think that this is not a me issue. This was not an issue with my mods. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why if you still stuck around. I'll try to throw up some comments on the screen of other people this happened to. Trust me, I was not alone, whether it be temporary or whether it be a full brick. Now let's get into what happened afterwards. After I tried everything I possibly could, I decided one last time, let me turn it off and let it sit for a while. Maybe after resting for a little bit, it'll work. I let it rest for another hour or two, came back, would not power on at all. So I said, okay, that's kind of weird. Let me plug it up to my charger. And this time I plugged it up to the stock charger, the ROG Ally Original OG charger. No charging light, no indicator, nothing. So I said, okay, let me take it apart one more time and check the light sensor. The light sensor on the back needs to be covered up if you have a transparent back plate. It's covered up perfectly fine. So I said, okay, let me try another controller board. Maybe the sensor went bad. I'm giving it every benefit of the doubt. Every benefit, trust me. I replaced the controller board with a known good working board. Didn't work. So okay, well maybe the battery went bad. I replaced it with a known good working battery that was fully charged. Would not power on. Tried multiple different chargers, multiple different things. It's completely bricked. I tried holding power and reset, or the power and the volume buttons. I tried it all. I tried it all. You're going to jump in the comments and tell me something I didn't try, but I'm pretty sure I tried it. I'm 99.9% sure I tried it. So anyways, it's bricked. So I started digging around and I saw some comments where people updated the Ally X. No bricks so far, but there was one or two users that reported a white edge around the screen. 90% of them, or 99% of them, it went away after a forced reboot or just reloading the driver again. One person in particular said that it's still there. Kind of weird, but I don't know. Maybe there's an AMD driver issue. So with all that out of the way, let me tell you what my reasoning for getting to this story is, okay? I know that modding your device usually voids warranty. I generally do a lot of cosmetic mods and stuff like that, and I don't expect Asus to warranty my stuff. I don't. I'm not trying to get anything free out of them. I don't care. I do this at my own risk for both entertainment and personal value, and just, you know, I enjoy it. I really do. And other people enjoy these mods too. Modding your device, like swapping these little joystick caps, cosmetic buttons, a backplate, does not change the device. It doesn't brick your hardware. It doesn't create hardware issues. It doesn't actually cause your screen to just stop working. The only way that would actually happen is if you were a little careless. Maybe you over tightened a screw. Maybe you slipped with your screwdriver and damaged something. That can happen, and it's a big possibility when it comes to modding. It's always a possibility when it comes to modding. You mod at your own risk, so if you damage your device, it probably falls back on you. That's why I always tell people explicitly and carefully when removing connectors and removing stuff to reach out for help if you have problems. If you're not sure how something comes off, reach out, let me know. If it's above your skill grade or your kind of skill comfort level, don't do it. It's just not worth it. But for all you guys who are here that love mods like the D-pad mod and the joystick mods, you guys know it's not that bad, it's not that hard, and it's quite fun and quite rewarding. But there's some comments that will say, oh, well, maybe your device doesn't work because you modded it. No, I'm not soldering on new RAM. I'm not replacing connectors. I'm not replacing components on the motherboard. So it's not any different than what a stock format would be. But anyways, I digress. So anyone in the comments blaming me for the mods killing my device, no, that's just simply not true. And I'll tell you further why. Since other people that had unmodified devices had a similar or same issue, it would only make you come to the same conclusion as I. It's not my mods. I can guarantee you it's not, but I'll err on the side of caution for you guys and just say, oh, what if I did? Well, Asus saw the video in the post and they said that they think it's a screen issue with the actual screen itself, and they want me to send in my unit. I quickly said, look, I'm not asking for special treatment. I didn't reach out to you. I do not, want special treatment. I really just simply like to figure out why, so I can let people know. If they want me to send it in and they decide to do something with that, great. I honestly would rather just send it in and let them study it and figure out what the heck happened, okay? Mods aside, if they look at my mods and think that my mods had something to do with it or broke the device in some way, fine. You can totally blame that on me. But I'm confident to know that what I did had no effect to that. And secondly, more people with unmodified devices exist, and it's not just a one-off. There are a few people who, throughout the comments, have had issues where their device stopped taking a charge. Now, this isn't a new issue. I think those two issues were probably unrelated, and it was probably just a really bad coincidence that those two things happened around the exact same time. Really bad coincidence, okay? So, will updating your device brick it? Probably not. Like 99% sure it's probably not going to brick it. Would I recommend waiting on a little bit more info to come out? Yeah, I would. I would totally wait before I updated my graphics driver, just erring on the side of caution for two reasons. One, my games that I played received no noticeable performance boost, so it's not really needed. If you have a certain game that's on that list that gives you a certain performance boost and you want to take the risk, hey, go ahead. And with that said, my Ally X, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I updated this with the latest BIOS, the latest graphics drivers, everything from Asus. Not a problem. No white screen, nothing. Seems to work just fine right now. Knock on wood. So if you want to update yours on the X, I would say it's pretty dang safe. Keep in mind that we're going to wait to see what Asus says, maybe hear from a couple of you guys in the comments, and we'll revisit this topic, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit further down the road. If Asus decides not to replace my unit, which is completely fine, and I don't really expect them to, if they don't replace it, I will get another one. It's not a big deal. I'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And it's because of you guys. You guys love the OG mods. You like the X mods. I've got so many more OG mods in the works. I had the buttons that I was going to change out for the OG that I hadn't got around to changing yet. Man, there were so many mods that I wanted to do to the OG. Just revisiting a few things. And really, I had about 4 mods that were like 50% done cooking, and one of them was just going to blow you guys away. So I hope I can get another one soon. Whether I have to buy it, whether they replace it, that's up in the air. It can go either way. I don't want special treatment at all. But what I do want you guys to know is that I'm being open, I'm being honest, I'm being transparent, and my ethics matter. And when it comes to recommendations for products and stuff, if I put my stamp of approval on it, it's because I enjoy it, I use it, I like it, I approve it, and I don't want to put my name behind anything that sucks. Just like these cases, hard case, soft case, whatever. I want you guys to have what works and what works well. So if there are people poo-pooing on the Jsaux case, take it with a grain of salt. Look and see, are they a previous kill switch owner? Did they buy a kill switch? Can they justify the price? I don't know. I've seen some people pretty mad that were previous kill switch owners, but you really can't compare a $75 case to a $30 case. It's like comparing a Honda to a BMW. Two totally different price ranges. Both great cars, but are you willing to pay the extra price for the case? If so, maybe it's worth it for you. I would really like to know in the comments what you guys think. All right, well, I've wasted so much of your time. This is a very long video, and I appreciate you guys that stuck around to the end. Much love, and absolutely much love to the channel OGs. My voice, as you can hear, is hoarse. I have felt horrible over the weekend. I've been battling with my kidneys feeling rough. Then I've had a migraine. I feel wrecked. I feel like my immune system is just down in the dumps, and I feel wrecked. So thank you guys for being patient with the videos. I still am finishing up the laptop review. I really want to do it justice so you guys can see the full ins and outs of everything. And man, you guys' support means so much to me. I can't believe I've made it this far. Can't believe how much we've grown together and how much we've grown the modding community. Man, it's wholesome. It's a blessing. It's amazing. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much for everything and hearing me out on some of these issues. And until the next one, if you guys need anything, drop in the comments, drop in the Discord, DM me, whatever you need, I got you, okay? So I hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, or good night.